And it seems like the White House is doing everything it possibly can to sell this book. Like, this is a publisher's lifelong dream to have the president of the United States trying to issue a prior restraint on your book. In Axios AM this morning, we said that the president should see The Post, the movie about the Pentagon Papers, which has a good takeaway about prior restraint. But Andrew, as you point out, there's a lot of the Michael Wolff methods that people question, and there's a lot of specific anecdotes that have been questioned and that might not wind up too well in a fact check. But what we point out in Axios AM today is that what Michael Wolff is good at is capturing some of the broader observations about how this White House works and, just as importantly, how the staff regards him. So the ecosystem rather than the specifics. And what do we learn? A couple things. One is that a lot of the staff, even key staff members who you see on TV defending him and promoting him, think that he's erratic and that he has been ill prepared for the job. And a couple of Michael Wolff's takeaways are the contradictions. That is, the president is convinced of his instincts, but they keep changing. And he likes to have generals around him, but he doesn't like to be told what to do.
Right. So my question, having read at least the excerpts of this right now, there are still a number of people in the White House that are quoted in this book saying some relatively nasty things about the president. Some of them have come out publicly and said, I didn't say those things, but there seems to be some ring of at least truth or some general sense that maybe, at least privately, they have some less positive things to say than otherwise. How is this changing the dynamic in the White House? And we keep talking about who's going to come and who's going to go over the next 6 months, given that we've now passed a year or about to pass a year in the presidency. What do you think is about to happen? And name some names.
Yeah, so these observations are very congruent with what we have heard from top staff over the months. And Michael Wolff has dozens of hours of tapes. He has so many tapes of conversations with top officials that it became a management problem to deal with all the tapes. And so now people are trying to say that they didn't say it, but often when you push them on that, they're more like, well, I hope I didn't say it, or I don't think I said it, because they're not sure exactly what tapes are out there. But the surprising thing is that whether you think you're off the record or not, and then in many cases, these people thought they were off the record and they're quoted by name in the book. But what a lot of White House veterans have said to me is that if you're this close to a president, you don't even say these things off the record. But it just shows the frustration there is in this White House, and Michael Wolff kind of became a therapy to some of these people. Now, you mentioned the long tail and becoming a short tail problem for this White House, and that is departures. This White House always thinly staffed, but now there's at least half a dozen, Axios is reporting this morning, half a dozen people who are very important staffers who are contemplating leaving, actively contemplating leaving soon, and there's little indication that they're going to be replaced by people of similar stature. So,
Mike, you're talking about people that we would know the names if you mentioned the
well, sure. We've talked on the show about how the economic advisor, Gary Cohn, might well go. Next week is the final week. Thursday is the last day for the Deputy National Security Advisor, Dina Powell, who your viewers know from her Goldman Sachs days. And there's other top people who said when they went in that it would be a year. It's past that. And that's the dilemma for this White House. You get to a year, you're always going to have a lot of people leaving. Even in the happiest, best functioning White House, you're going to have people leaving.
Hey, Mike.
Now, you're going to have even more.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.